It's not long now until Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will take on their new roles, and that means that they will be completely withdrawn from being senior royals on March 31st. But before that happens, there are still some things that need to be sorted out, and that includes one controversial issue, which is security. Oh, and money, because it's not clear who will pay for it. Will the taxpayers still have to finance the protection of Meghan, Harry, and Archie? Or will the funds come from Dad, Prince Charles? Why is the Queen done with the Sussexes? Keep watching and decide who should pay for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's security bill. But before we start, subscribe to our channel for more royal family drama and share the video with your friends. I believe that you now know that earlier this year, Harry and Meghan announced that they would be stepping back from their royal duties and working to become financially independent. If you haven't, where have you been? Well, then the details of how this whole move would work were revealed after meetings with the Queen and other members of the royal family. And recently on their website, Meghan and Harry published a statement with details of the transition and their future. It turns out that the couple will have a private income and will be allowed to earn their own money. But there was one issue that not everyone is happy about, which includes government money, and that thing is security. So it was agreed that Meghan and Harry will still require protection to keep them and their son Archie safe. It's because of Harry's public profile that comes with being born into the royal family, his military service, as well as Meghan's independent profile and the level of threat and risk they were under over the last few years. That means that the police would have to continue providing them with protection, but the question is, who will pay the bill? Oh, and by the way, the annual cost is estimated to be between 3 to 6 million pounds, which is almost $4 to $7 million. The couple has been staying in Canada with baby Archie for a big part of this year. They only briefly came back to the UK in January after their Christmas break on Vancouver Island. And then it was announced that the Sussexes would be spending half of their time in North America being private citizens, and one of the main problems became who would provide the protection for them and who would finance it. Ever since Meghan and Harry arrived in Canada for their Christmas break, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police have been providing security to the couple and their baby son because they were recognized as internationally protected persons. But recently, the federal government announced that when Meghan and Harry will step back from their royal duties, they will lose that status and Canada will stop providing security for them. And that made people angry. It's because that meant that if Canada refused to keep paying for keeping Meghan and Harry safe, the cost of the 24/7 protection for the couple and baby Archie will fall on the UK Metropolitan Police. And that is funded by the taxpayers. And why should the UK-based police take care of someone living in North America? And the thing is that when the Sussexes moved overseas, the cost of the protection will go up even more. Right now, each royal protection officer costs around £100,000, so that's almost $128,000, and the couple have a team of 6 of them. The cost includes their salary, overtime, overseas allowances, pensions, flights, and accommodations. And on top of that, the Metropolitan Police calculated that the total annual bill could go up to £20 million, which is around $25.5 million. Well, to say the least, people wouldn't be happy with that, and the public opinion polls show that. Neither Canadians nor the Brits had interest in paying any of the costs for the security and other spendings related to the Sussexes' big move. It was previously reported that the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau promised the UK that his government would cover some of the protection costs. And only 1 in 5 Canadians believes that paying for the couple's security is an appropriate use of state funds. What's more is that the Canadian Taxpayer Federation even delivered a petition with 80,000 signatures to the Prime Minister's office opposing sponsoring the Sussexes bill. There have been similar protests in the UK, and it was obvious that the Metropolitan Police has been surprised by the Canadian statement. Because of that, they had to start carrying out full review for security for the Duke and Duchess. But the thing is that, on one hand, Harry and Meghan have their own money, and even though they're kinda jobless at the moment, Prince Harry's net worth is at least $25 million, and Meghan's is probably around $5 million, so they could easily fund their own security, just like celebrities who are also private citizens and who sometimes have way higher net worths. On the other hand, Harry didn't ask to be born into the royal family, and he isn't just like any other celebrity because he is a target. Especially his service in Afghanistan makes him a high-value target for terrorists, so he and his family do need protection. But should the taxpayers pay for it? What do you think? Another option is that Daddy will pay for all of it, and I'm talking about Prince Charles. This is already happening with Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice because their parents, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, pay for a team of former Metropolitan Police officers to protect their daughters. Well, they apparently pay for more than just their security and also for their lifestyles. However, who knows what it's like now after Prince Andrew retired from public duties following the scandal with the friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. All that a royal source revealed was that Beatrice and Eugenie still don't have taxpayer-funded security around them on everyday outings, but they have this luxury when they carry out some rare royal engagements. When Meghan and Harry first announced that they were stepping down, they described the details of their funding arrangements on their website. They said that they now plan to become financially independent. They would no longer receive money from the sovereign grant, which made up of about 5% of their income. But they said that they still would be funded by proceeds from the Duchy of Cornwall, which is an estate inherited by Prince Charles. So it's very possible that the couple will use cash from the Prince of Wales' private estate to pay for security protection. But will it still be financially independent if they will be getting an extra $20 million a year from Dad's bank? What does the Queen think of all this? After all the drama around the monarch banning the Sussexes from using the word royal, a source said that she just wanted the argument to end. But it seems that it won't be so easy because supposedly a new rift between the Queen and Prince Harry and Meghan has broken out. And it includes the massive security costs per year. As a royal insider said, Queen Elizabeth has already talked about it with the pair in private, and she made it very clear that at some point they would have to take on those costs themselves. So because the Buckingham Palace never comments on the security matters, we will have to wait and see. This is not the only thing that makes the Queen sad though. Because Meghan and Harry still have some final official royal duties to carry out, they will go back to the UK, but they won't bring baby Archie with them. And this really upset the Queen. She hasn't seen her great-grandchild for 14 weeks since Meghan and Harry took their son to North America to celebrate the festive season. Multiple royal insiders have said that Queen Elizabeth is very sad that she hasn't spent much time with Archie. And she also doesn't like the fact that he will miss out on growing up with his cousins and the wider family. The Queen is not the only person who's upset that baby Archie will stay in Canada. Upset is maybe the wrong word because the Sussexes gave the royal police a headache when they decided to travel to the UK without their kid. According to The Sun, the Sussexes need at least 12 officers to cover them on the trips. So because Prince Harry is already in the UK, the officers will have to double their efforts to protect Meghan in London and Archie in Vancouver. The decision to leave the 9-month-old at home not only disappointed the Queen, but also added another £50,000 to the already existing bill. A royal source said that Meghan and Harry's last official appearance will show the massive challenges and sums that are involved when the pair needs security wherever they go and while Archie stays at home. Meghan and Harry's statement didn't seem to suggest that they wish to cover the security bill though. Maybe they have some issues with figuring out ways to be financially independent and have their own paychecks. For one, we know that Meghan's comeback to Hollywood may be difficult. She's already recorded a voiceover for a Disney production in return for a charitable donation, but the company doesn't really plan to hire her for future roles. A Disney exec said that Meghan is rather a controversial figure and the company doesn't really need her. While she'd now like to take part in superhero movies, as a voiceover or even on-screen, Hollywood producers are not too keen to work with her. They claim that people wouldn't be able to get past the fact that she's Meghan Markle. It would be another moment like Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones, when the fans of the series were outraged because his cameo ruined the fictional world for them. How sad. What do you guys think of all of this? Should Meghan Markle and Prince Harry pay the bill for their security, or maybe the taxpayers should still be doing it because of Harry's status? Do you believe that the disagreement between the Sussexes and the Queen will come to an end? Well, let's talk about it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with Curious Sips. Remember to leave a thumbs up and share the video with your friends. See ya!